Yo, yo, yo. What up, Facebook? What up, YouTube? What's going on, guys? Okay, I wanted to hop on here real quick and talk to you today about mindset, guys. Mindset. I want to talk to you today about something that some people will sort of say is a little bit controversial, okay? And that's the concept of the angel versus the devil inside, okay? The angel versus the devil inside. So let's see who we got joining us here today. We have Steven. What's going on, brother? Welcome back, welcome back. We've got Sean tuning in. Hello, Sean from the UK. Great to see you here. We have Pierre Ingram. Come on down. Ohio is in the house. Way to go, brother. We've got a Facebook user. Awesome. We have Facebook user again, says, love this topic. Okay, great. We'll come back and showcase the people as they're coming on here so that we can get right to the topic. Now, guys, this is I want you to go a little bit deep here to really understand this. And I'm going to tell you from working with two different career clinical psychologists, okay, one for 3 years, Dr. Lee Poulos, and one for 2 years, Dr. Dov Baron. That's 5 years, okay? I'm talking about career clinical psychologists that both told me the exact same things, that there's a glitch in the program. There is a glitch in the DNA, and the human brain is actually not only programmed to self-destruct, but that the human race is addicted to suffering like crack cocaine and heroin. Now, I did not believe this, guys. I'm going to just give it to you straight here and tell you that I did not believe when they told me this, but I can tell you that after years and years of data, that this is true, okay? And in the event that you're not aware of this, that 80% every single day, if you're not on the path of personal development and feeding your mind constantly with positivity and surrounding yourself with a core influence of people that support and lift up your dream, okay? In the event that you do not start to set healthy boundaries in place to create a bubble, literally a bubble in your environment, not only are you going to be dealing with your number one worst enemy, which is going to be ourselves, okay? That is the number one worst enemy that's going to stop you from getting to your dream is you, okay? We all battle this. Nobody is immune, guys. Nobody is immune to these concepts that I'm going to tell you, okay? 80% of our self-talk every single day is going to be in self-doubt. It's going to be in fear. It's going to be thinking about people rejecting us, laughing at us, shunning us, you know, pushing us out in some way of rejection, okay? And people don't like rejection, so they have this whole thing made up in their mind of expecting what's going to happen, and it completely cripples their business, completely, okay? They can't get any movement in their business because their self-talk of the possibility of getting rejected keeps them completely crippled, flatline, okay? Now, you've got to put the protectors in place, okay? The number one person that you got to protect yourself from is yourself, okay? So that means that you've got to be constantly feeding your mind, okay, through meditation, through visualization, through proclamations that you're going to speak your reality into existence. And you have to be consciously aware of what's going on in here, okay? Consciously. You can't go into the internal zone where you move away from being in what's called split consciousness, where you're in yourself, but you're above yourself in a state of awareness, both at the same time. This is critical. This is critical if you ever want to get to the next level, to get to your breakthrough, okay? So my question to you is this: what do you say to yourself from the time that you wake up in the morning all the way throughout the day, okay? Because there's this little nasty thing, right? And I believe that it's only through personal development that you can actually get a handle on this. Okay, now at any time in the game, at any time, guys, you can get wham, derailed. Life circumstance can completely derail you, and you never know what's going to happen. So you've got to protect yourself. Okay, number one, you got to protect yourself from yourself. Okay, so that means you have to be aware that self-sabotage actually exists. There's an entire chapter on this in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, okay? And you also have to be aware of things like procrastination, putting things off, okay? Procrastination is a major self-sabotaging process that we all face, we all go through. And the other one is thinking that you have to know everything in order to move forward into action. And the other one is going to be perfectionism, okay? Thinking that you can't do it until you're perfect. Oh, Darren, I can't do my Facebook Live. I'll be ready in 6 months to do a Facebook Live. Oh, I'll do an interview, Darren, but I'm going to do an interview, maybe 6 or 8 months from now, I'll start doing an interview. I'll launch my business, but I'm not quite ready for that. Okay, that is the devil inside of us, guys. That is us preventing us from going for our dream. Okay, that is us. There's nobody else involved in this process, guys. It's all us internally. That is the internal devil that's trying to take you out. Okay, take you out and prevent you from getting to your dream of freedom and abundance, guys. Okay, now what you've got to understand in this journey is that abundance is your birthright. And you have to believe this in every single cell of your being, that anything that mankind has created, you deserve to have. It doesn't matter how much it costs, guys. Okay, this whole concept of the cost of things in the reality is an illusion. Okay, it has to do with your self-worth. Okay, your self-worth, your limiting beliefs, right, of whether or not you can do something or accomplish something. And it really has to do with whether or not you even will allow it to come into your reality. Will you allow abundance into your life, or is your body, your system, your DNA in your body, is it actually in a more comfortable or addicted type of state, being in a suffering state? Being in a suffering state, guys. And the only way that you can actually face this stuff is to start to go inward, to really start to do the work. And that includes personal development. And, I can tell you this one thing about this one topic is that it's a journey, okay? And for you to get from wherever you are to 7 figures, multiple 7 figures, 8 figures, however big you can dream, okay? And that's really what it comes down to. How big can you dream? And what do you feel worthy of? Is that, can you do the work enough, okay, enough that you're going to be able to let go of the emotional baggage that we hold on to right here? This whole area is our Pandora, okay? That's where we hold on to all of the hurts, all the pains, all the sorrows, all the letdowns, all the disappointments, all of the sabotages, the relationships that didn't work, the people that died. It's all held right here in the Pandora, guys, okay? Now, typically what has to happen, just so that you know, in order to get into the next reality, okay? You cannot move into the next reality until this Pandora lets go of the emotions and hits a reset. It's kind of like, and there's going to be some tears. There's going to be some tears along the journey. You're going to shed some tears. You're going to shed some tears from where you are to let go of the past reality and to let the emotions go so that you can advance to the next reality, guys. And it's an internal tug of war. It's an internal tug of war between the angel and the devil that's inside of us. It's an inner battle pulling fear of success, fear of failure, both at the same time. So people say, Darren, I want this abundant life, okay? But they're not clear on what that abundant life is. So they've got no tracks for their subconscious mind. So guess what happens typically when somebody starts something new or they go to take that leap of faith? A lot of people say this, guys. Okay, think about the time when you started your business. A lot of people say, I'm excited, but I'm scared. I'm excited, but I'm scared. Okay, that's the angel and the devil fighting internally inside of you. This is the thing, guys. Okay, and until you actually can just surrender and say, I'm going to just believe this to be true, that my number one worst enemy is me. Okay, I'm in battle against myself. There's nobody in my way except for me. Okay, all of the excuses, that is the devil inside. That is self-sabotage waiting to take you out. The procrastination, the perfectionism. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll take action. I don't want to talk to that person. They might reject me. All of that stuff, guys, is the devil inside of us. And the only way that you're ever going to conquer this is to do the personal development work and let go of this Pandora and all these emotions that are all built up inside, to let them so that you can advance. Okay. Now there's a saying on the path of personal development that in order to break through, you have to break down to break through. Okay, and I would really encourage you to start looking deeper into these things. Okay, because nobody's going to do the research for you, guys. Okay, nobody's going to do the research for you. Nobody's going to be able to get that Pandora to release because you hold on to it. You hold the keys to letting it go. Okay, nobody else. Nobody else holds the keys, guys. Nobody else is holding you back. Nobody else can help you to face your fears and jump. Nobody else can get rid of your procrastination. Nobody else can get rid of your self-sabotage. Nobody else but you. You're the only person. You're the only person that can get to the next level if you will do the work. Okay. Now, typically what happens is as people are on this journey, their Pandora starts to bubble up like this. You can hear it in their vocal cords. Okay, their vocal cords. You can hear the voice starts to shake a little bit. Okay, that is your Pandora. That's your Pandora bubbling up. Okay, now what keeps people back is they don't know how far the rabbit hole goes, and they're scared. They're scared. I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and he's in the spiral. Okay, so in the event that it's typically between 35 and 55 that you're going to come up against the spiral. Okay, the spiral is where everything starts to implode. Everything. Okay, so you may lose your job. Your marriage might be on the rocks. You might be having challenges with your kids. Maybe they're coming into teenagers, or there could be an illness in the family, multiple deaths, right? Maybe both your parents died, or your spouse died, or somebody in your family died, your grandparents died. And it's typically one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. It could be a head-on collision. You might be something where you end up in the hospital. So it's typically not one thing. It's like a dozen things that all hit you at the same time. Your credit cards are maxed out, your mom or your dad passes away, or both of them pass away, you lose your job, you have some sort of an illness, you get diagnosed with cancer, you know, it's from all angles, guys. It's from all angles. It's the spiral. It's the spiral, okay? And the spiral actually has a purpose in the game. And the purpose of the spiral is to pop your Pandora, to get you to finally surrender, to go to the next level and trust this process. And I'm telling you, it is an emotional journey. And you have to embrace this process if you're ever going to go to the next level. You've got to embrace this process. Okay, so we had a whole bunch of people tune in here. Let's see who we have. People piled on like crazy. Okay, we've got Jen Jenner, welcome, great to see you here. We've got Abdul, yo, 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 let your angel shine through. You know, this is a great story right here. Guys, if you don't know Abdul, Abdul was faced with a major situation in his life where he had a spinal injury and now he's in a wheelchair, okay? And he's like a quadriplegic, okay? But here's the unique thing about Abdul, okay? Number one, he didn't let circumstance take him out, okay? He did not let circumstance take him out. And if you're ever talking to him and you see him on camera or you're having a conversation with him, he's like a glow of sunshine, literally. Like you would never know that this has happened in his life because he said, I said, you know, tell me a little bit about the story. Like, I mean, like what happened? What was it like when, you know, this thing happened and boom, all of a sudden you were just taken out. And he said, you know what, Darren, it's like, I just made the best of it. I made the best of it. I realized that my life had changed slightly, but I was still alive, right? So his perception of what had happened was just a little bit of a tweak of his course, but it didn't take him out, guys. You know, a lot of people may have gone into depression. A lot of people may have even committed suicide, right? So you got to ask yourself, how is it that you're dealing with the situations that are going on with in your life right now? Brian, how are you? Great to see you here. Lisa, yo, 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 what's up? What's up? Good to see you here. David, how are you? Tuning in from Tucson. Great to have you here. Facebook user says, thank you for covering this topic. Absolutely, happy to help. Madeline, first time recognizing you. Well, hopefully I'm recognizable. Thanks a lot for tuning in here today. Super important to get this. Yes, it is. Angeline, live from New York. Great to see you, girl. Arthur Early, how are you, sir? Great to see you back. I believe that is true. Have experienced extreme negativity from people in my life, and it used to have an impact on me. I'm glad to say that today I have very positive people around me who support me. That is great news. Quantum Life, says the Facebook user. Angeline says, super important. Ciao, Lino, how are you? How are you? Great to see you here. Darius, welcome from PA. Good to see you here. Pam Phillips, tuning in from Arizona. Nadira says, that's what I struggled with, thinking I had to know it all first. You know what, Nadira? Don't beat yourself up. Everybody goes through this. Some people get crippled for years over this. And truth be known, guys, I'm going to just share this with you. It's typically not until a person reaches their breaking point. Their breaking point. Okay, now, Dr. Barron, right, that I was working with, he calls it your fuck it moment. That's when you finally draw a line in the sand and you say, I will no longer stand for this in my life any longer, okay? And then what do? You raise your standards, okay? A lot of the process, just so you know, has to do with being able to raise your standards to a higher level, okay, of what you will and will not accept, okay? And it's about setting your boundaries in place of what you will and will not accept in your life, and then reaching a breaking point. It's truly the breaking point that puts you into the fire, into the fuel zone, like a jet fuel, where you have enough personal power to break right through inertia to go to the next level, okay? The breaking point, guys, okay? So this is one of the reasons why People say to me, Darren, do I have to hit rock bottom in order to go to the next level? You don't, but your dream you have to be so emotionally connected to your dream that it completely cripples all your excuses and puts you into massive action. So there has to be some massive emotional connection to a future reality or something that you want to be able to achieve, whether it's retiring your parents or, maybe retiring your spouse or being able to travel around the world, being able to put your kids through college. Maybe you don't have enough money to be able to put your kids through university if that's something that you intend to do, or maybe you don't have enough money to retire. Okay, so if it's not a massive emotional connection, you will be crippled. You'll cripple yourself. Okay, that's part of the human condition, and that's part of what we have to overcome as human beings. Angeline says, I agree with you. It's us doing it to ourselves. You're correct. I used to struggle with that. The devil is not going to win. Way to go, Angeline. Amen. Abundance is in your being. Yes, it is. You just have to dig deep inside to be able to uncover the treasure. The treasure is internal, guys. It's not in the outer world, right? We've all been given gifts from God. We all have God-given talents, right? But the thing is, are you willing to let your talent shine? And are you willing to face your fear, to make the inner journey, to let go of the emotions, to advance to the next level? And are you prepared to shed the tears? Okay, are you prepared to shed the tears? Dawn, live from Wales, great to see you here. I've struggled with thinking everything has to be perfect. I'm at the point now where I don't care and doing everything I need to, whether it's perfect or not. Way to go, Lisa. I allow abundance to flow in my life. Awesome, Angeline. My problem is I want to do everything perfect, and that can idolize my progress. We all face that, Abdul. You're going to just have to come to the point where you're prepared. Okay, this is the thing that people don't get about marketing, guys. Okay, marketing is about a bunch of failures that happen along the process and being able to analyze the data to readjust and readjust and readjust. So when you roll out an ad campaign as an example, there's going to be a number of ads that are failures, and there's going to be one, maybe two, that are successes that you end up running with and scaling up in your campaign. But the only way that you actually can identify the successes is through a number of failures. So here's an example, and a lot of people don't pay attention to their data on Facebook, just so you know, because they don't look at the timer. So when we roll out a campaign as an example, if we put out a story, or we have a headline, or we have an image, and the timer goes by for 15 or 20 minutes and it's a ghost town, it didn't catch. Okay, now if you don't change something, if you don't change the title or tweak the story or change the image, right, the data typically doesn't change, and you end up with a dud for a post. So you've got to keep the pulse on your business, and you can't look at something as a failure. You're collecting more data so that you can steer the ship, so that you can get onto the right course. Okay, now the only way truly to be able to master it is through trial and error, and you look at the data, you write something, you look at the data, and you got to keep very, very close attention to this. You can't just write the post and, okay, I'm going to go for, out for lunch all day. At least look at your first hour's worth of data before you just abandon ship, okay? Because you'll know within 15 to 20 minutes whether or not you're on course or you're off course. Okay, very important, guys. You got to be looking through your data. Miriam, how are you? Great to see you here today. It's time to let go of the emotional baggage. Absolutely, let go of the emotional baggage. I've got a lot to remove from the Pandora. It's just something that you're going to have to face the process, right? Dawn says, how do we do that, Darren? The thing on that particular note, Dawn, is you're going to, number one, you're going to have to surround yourself by high vibrational people. Okay, so in other words, if somebody's done the work, okay, and they're on this path and they've gone through the process, they're going to be vibrating at a higher vibration, like a radio broadcast station. So you want to get around as many of those people as you possibly can. Those are the people that you're going to spend the most amount of time with, either on an energy portal like this, what we're on right now, or on a Zoom, or in a situation where you're meeting those people in person in your local area, okay? And the thing actually with this is that holds a lot of people back is that they're in a very negative, low vibration environment in their home or with their spouse or with the friends that they hang out with. And you can't be afraid to let go of a circle of friends that don't lift you up and support your preferred state of being, okay, your preferred state of being. And in the event that you're in a working environment, either with your parents or with your spouse or your roommate, you have to be able to set healthy boundaries in place to be able to protect your dream, okay, protect your dream. So it's up to you to be able to set those healthy boundaries in place. And in the event that you don't set the healthy boundaries in place, you're teaching those people how to treat you. And that's all part of the process to be able to go next level, okay? Do you feel that you deserve the abundance? Do you feel worthy of abundance? Do you love yourself enough to allow the abundance to flow in? And do you have healthy boundaries in place to protect your dream, okay? Do not share your dream with people that do not support your dream. Don't share your vision with people to set yourself to be knocked down, okay? So, because what happens is after those people knock you down, guess which enemy is going to take over? You. And you're going to repeat it over and over and over and over and over in your mind. So that event doesn't just happen once. It could happen tens of thousands of times. And guess what? Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between a real event and a perceived event, or the repeat in your mind of an event. So something that may have happened to you when you were 10, 12, 13, 15, 16, 20, 25, 30, may have happened to you tens of thousands, the more focus and attention that you put on it. So your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference, guys. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between past, present, and future, and a real event and a perceived event that you think about. So you probably notice, as an example, I'm going to give you an example. If you've ever been pulled over by the police for getting a speeding ticket, okay, and when the lights are in your rear view mirror, your heart's pumping like this, okay, and you're reaching over to get the registration and whatnot out of the glove box, and then the cop comes over to your thing, license and registration, please, and your heart's pumping like this, okay? Now, after that's over, okay, you might get a warning or you might get an actual fine or points, right? But at the end of the day, that ticket doesn't end right there. It doesn't end right there. And for most people, it actually is about 3 or 4 days in their system, okay, repeating that event over and over and over and over. And it can last it can last for weeks of it being in your system. It's like toxic energy where you've gotten a toxic injection into your system of negativity, right? And then you start beating yourself up over it. And oh, yeah, I should have been watching the speed and my brain, we beat ourselves up over this stuff. So this stuff happens in repeat, okay? So get around people that support your dream, have healthy boundaries in place that are not going to end up not only them derailing you, but you continuing to derail yourself from being in the energy and the environment of those people. Deep, I've let go of some, but I need to do a lot more. How do we do that? When you're on the path of personal development, Lisa, what's typically going to happen is as your vibration increases, they just kind of fall away on their own. It's kind of like the Klingon that can no longer hold on to the vibrational frequency. When you see like in Star Trek, those little things that cling on to people, they're little fuzzy things. And when the vibration goes up to a higher level, they just fall off. It's not science fiction. That's real in real life too. And the more that you get around people that are on the path, the more that you get around people in the high vibration, the more that you can let go of the emotions yourself and, face the fears and just face it head on and do the work and let go, do some tears, right? Is that you're going to be able to move into a higher vibration. Those people just start to fall away. Okay, so keep that in mind. Daily personal development, guys. Daily proclamations. Speak your reality into existence. This is critical in the event that you do want to, if you feel yourself, your Pandora starting to do this, like, right? You feel emotional often. You feel like you're going on a roller coaster. You can invest a full weekend in watching a whole bunch of sad movies back to back. And it typically will, at some point, you'll start having flashbacks, and then they'll trigger some of the emotional release. Somebody says, amen. Nadira, you can do it. You got this, says Abdul. Way to go, way to go. I've let go of the emotional baggage when I went from victim to victor of domestic violence. Way to go, Angeline. Way to go. Yes, do the work, somebody says. Good evening, catching it live. Weebe, how are you? I'm already working on my special sauce. Way to go. I'm trying so hard. I've had some life-changing things happen, and it's taken me for the biggest downside of my life, but I'm climbing back up quickly. Nadira, that is the spiral that I just talked about. That's called the spiral. Okay. We just lost the spot there. Okay. Dang, Darren is on point as usual. I appreciate that, Nadira. Praying for your breakthrough. Awesome. Abdul, way to go. Sending some good love to Nadira. I've had a few spirals in my life. Last one was 2 years ago, and my world fell apart. Was every area of my life and was really difficult. That typically after the storm comes the sunshine. Okay. Now, in the event that you don't, just so you guys know, I want you to be very aware of this. This is very, very critical. Okay. So pay attention right now to what I'm about to tell you. In the event that you're in the spiral has a purpose to let you go of the Pandora. In the event that you cannot face your fears, in the event that you're not prepared to make the journey inward and trust this process, because you have to let go of the ego to hit the reset button to let go of the emotions. Now, in the event that you do not do it, your body is going to be broadcasting a vibrational resonance, and you're going to be asking for more. You're going to be asking the universe for more. And what ends up happening is it gets worse. So if you think that the spiral is bad and you're not going to do the work, then what you're doing is you're saying, I love this. I love this. Give me more of this. Okay. And it will get worse until you finally reach a point where you literally, you won't be able to carry the emotional baggage, just so you know. It gets too heavy. And there will be a day where finally you just buckle on your knees and drop. Okay. And you just burst out into tears and start bawling your eyes out. Okay. So keep that in mind. Praying for your breakthrough, Nadira. Awesome. Kieran, how are you, sir? Carolyn, hi, how are you? Laura Wall, great to see you here. Yo, Rob Fraser, what's up, what's up? Thanks, Abdul and Angeline, way to go. Congratulations, Abdul. You're amazing, Abdul. Thanks all, awesome. Ciao, Lino, good to see you here. Jerome, how are you, sir? Good to see you here. That's awesome, Abdul. Continue no matter what. I love that Pop That Pandora was chatting about this earlier. Awesome. Little thank you from Abdul. Great topic. Just lost a great friend of mine yesterday. This topic I battle daily. It's a journey, guys. And I'm going to tell you that skills alone, there's a lot of people out there that have massive talent, okay, that never make it. Okay, so it's more than just talent. It's more than just skill. Okay, it's about being able to be emotionally connected to your dream so much that the dream is pulling you. The dream's pulling you to, like, if you're tapped into so much into your dream that you're in a specific vibrational resonance, number one, you don't need a lot of sleep, just so you know, to be able to move right back into excitement the next day, to move back into action. Okay, you don't need a lot of sleep. And I can tell you that just from this last month, that, you know, some nights I'd be working and I just say, oh, I'm just going to, you know, lay down on the couch for a little bit, and boom, I'm out cold, pass out on the couch. And I wake up at, like, you know, 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning, and boom, back up, back at her, and off to the races we go, because it's my passion. In the event that you're doing something and it's not your passion, you'll never be able to implement it to get fully to your breakthrough, because your dream's not pulling you. Your dream is not pulling you, okay? You're actually letting your fear, which is the devil inside, take you out. Procrastination, putting things off. I'll do it tomorrow, this week, that next week, this weekend, okay? It'll take you out, guys, okay? Way to go, Abdul, awesome. Caroline says, same here. She's going through it too. Keep being the sunshine, says Jen. Appreciate that. Oh, that was for Abdul. Awesome. I've done nothing but cry all day today. Hopefully that's my breaking point. Well, you know, Don, you want to get around the positive people. Great that you're here right now. Go into, there's a meditation I recommend for everybody if you're tuning in right now. Okay, blackopsunderground.com. Okay, blackopsunderground.com/meditation. Okay, that is a meditation that I recommend to all my leaders to listen to. That it's called Mind Silence. Okay, Mind Silence. And what it will do is it will actually take you inward to the zone where you're actually one with everything in the universe. So you're everything and nothing simultaneously. It's an inward journey. And you got to just trust this process. Okay, it's a phenomenal meditation. Hey, from Reno, great student. Been shedding tears a lot lately. So yes, I'm ready. Transparency is key. Miriam, how are you? Great to see you here. John, Jorn, good day. Good day to you. Good day to you. This is your breaking point live. And Miriam, your tomorrow will be better than today. Yes, darn tears. Sometimes all you can do is laugh, cry. But as I said before, type through the tears. You know, one of the things that I'm going to put out to you guys that will help on this process, okay? In the event that you have some unfinished business, okay, the unfinished business could be with an ex, the unfinished business could be with your parents, the unfinished business could be that somebody that died that you maybe didn't leave on good terms, and then they died, and now you can't, you got no closure, okay, is to sit down, okay, and write out your message, okay, in full, and it typically will start triggering some tears to come out, and you just want to keep on writing and keep on writing and keep on writing and keep on writing until there's going to be a point where the energy of the tears moves from pain all the way over into gratitude simultaneously. Okay, and during that process, you're going to actually start having flashbacks to all sorts of things in your past that you may have even forgot about. And keep on writing, keep on writing, keep on writing until it gets to that point. So the tears of pain go all the way over to tears of gratitude, and you're going to be able, you're going to actually have both of them happen at the same time. Okay, there's another emotion that exists that's all the emotions. Okay, so the pain tears all the way over to tears of pain, joy, and euphoria. It's simultaneous. Okay, it's a phenomenon if you just trust the process and you go with it and let this happen. Thank you, Angelina. I couldn't understand what was wrong with me. Don, there's nothing wrong with you. Okay, that's called the spiral, and what that means is you're ready for a breakthrough. Okay, you're ready for a breakthrough. Working on reprogramming my mindset, which is quite the challenge at this very moment. Just stay the course. Happy to help. No more something, I don't know what that says. Got to change the primary vibration of your environment to match the reality you desire. That right there, guys, that right there Read that, what Rob Fraser just said, because that is, there's the truth right there. And actually go on to Google and type in Albert Einstein, and he talks about, you know, when he talks about physics, he's got a specific quote that talks about this, what Rob is talking about right here. Albert Einstein. Lino says, exactly. Wow, thank you. This is gold. I'll start doing this. Awesome. So valuable coming out from the caves. I keep having to fight through it all over and over since I started. You know, that's your body, just so you know, James, that wants to rebound back to the old ways, right? So it's like stretching a rubber band that all of a sudden goes boink and it stretches back. And this is why you got to keep the process going to, you know, move it forward, so that the elastic's no longer here. It's moved forward with the stretch versus being back here with the spring back. Okay, very, very important that you get that. Start vibrating so high that those people either change or fall away. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. This is pure gold. I appreciate that, Angeline. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that. Tuning in from Netherlands. I'm worthy, deserving, receiving abundance. Yes, you are. Discovered my dream was to help victims with a way that makes more money for them. I can sell helpful products to them, but they need to grow before I can help them. You know, you're going to have to, you're going to have to learn this yourself, James. You cannot help. I'm just going to tell you this, guys, so that you can decide what you want to do. Okay. You cannot help somebody if they're an alcoholic until they admit that they have a problem. You cannot help somebody if they're a drug addict until they actually admit they have a problem and they want to go to rehab. Even with the family intervention, you can't force the person to go. You can't force the person to go. You can only tell them that you love them, that you care about them, that they're driving themselves into potentially dying and you don't want to lose them, but you can't force them into the van to go to the treatment center, okay? Victimhood is very, very similar to this. You can't save a victim until they will recognize and admit that they have a problem. Okay, so it's not necessarily about your life circumstance, because we've had people that were completely homeless that were living on the couch of a friend's house that had a $20,000 month by month 6, but they no longer played the victim. Okay, we've got people that were donating blood to buy groceries that have already made over 200,000. Yennefer and Jose were 2 days with no water and an eviction notice, right? With 6 children on the verge of being homeless, but they weren't in victimhood, okay? This is the difference. So they were willing to do the work. They were willing to be resourceful. They were willing to do whatever it took to go all in on their dream. So there's a difference between life circumstance, right? Life circumstance, where you still have a dream and you haven't given up your personal power, and somebody who's in victimhood, who's in woe is me, feel sorry for me, everybody, you know, listen to my boo-hoo-hoo story and feel sorry for me, and the powerless one. There's a big difference. There's a big difference between life circumstance, okay, where you're ready to go for it, and victimhood, which is the powerless one, which you cannot save. This person has to actually be willing to make the changes themselves and stop with the pity party. Okay, so big understanding with that one. Okay, Rita, how are you? Great to see you here. We jumped there. I don't know what happened there. Okay, hold on a sec here. Okay, so valuable. Okay, we already got that one. Okay, we got that. Okay, we got that one already. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Madeline says, I love your talk. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Nick and Yuso, thanks, coach. You're always on point. Devil versus angel. We listen to the devil most of the time instead of listening to the angel. That right there, guys, is the human condition. And we all battle this. There's no immunity. There's no immunity in this process. You've got to raise your awareness. You got to listen to your body, because your body is your compass to realize what are you thinking about throughout the day. Because what you think about is going to determine what's going on in your physiology of your body that creates an emotion. Okay, that's what actually creates your emotional state, is concentrated, repetitive, focused thought. So you got to start to monitor this. You got to be the police. You got to monitor what's going on within your thoughts, words, and emotions to realize, are you on track or off track? Are you in the zone? Or are you out of the zone? Are you on the path of abundance? Or are you on the path of self-sabotage? Are you letting your fears hold you back? Or are you in the no fear zone? It's very distinct, guys. It's like a light switch. Okay, it's like you're either in the zone or out of the zone. There's no halfway. Okay, there's no halfway. You're either going for your dreams or you're crippled. Okay, it's one or the other. One or the other. Ria says, great advice. I appreciate that. Discovered my dream. Okay, we already got that one. I appreciate that. Just joined. Okay, this thing's kind of doing some weird stuff here today. I like that. Elastic destruction. Rita, how are you? Hi, Rita. It's all got to come from within. Only as an individual can we admit we have a problem. That right there is the answer. Blake, awesome. Great to hear you're back on track. Thanks for the value. Appreciate that, Jorn. Appreciate that. Great live, Darren. Massive value. Appreciate that, Angeline. Hey there, Rita. And we've got makes sense. So then my dream is to help people in various life circumstances who are not in victimhood. I didn't see a difference. Now I do. Powerful. Thank you for clarifying that for me. You know, you just got to understand the distinction. Okay, so here'd be an example. So if you got somebody that is at rock bottom, they actually go to the top the fastest, just so you know. Again, I've got all the data on this. I can tell you that people that they're not in victimhood. Okay, they're not in victimhood. They're still in resourceful. They haven't given up on their personal power. They're ready to go to the next level. They're the most coachable, because that is the time where the ego drops and they're willing to do whatever it takes. All they need is the blueprint. So Darren, just show me the blueprint. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. Okay, great. Okay. Versus the person that's like, oh, I don't think I can do that. Right. That's the powerless one. Right. So, you know, you can tell from the tone, you can tell from the pitch, you can tell from the tone, you can tell from the vibrational feeling, and you can tell from the response that you get back from the person, whether or not they're going to go to the top or they're going to be in quicksand. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and I've told you this before, James. If you go to try to save that person in the quicksand, they will take you into the quicksand too. If you try and save a person that is drowning, that does not want to be saved, they will drown you too. They will take you under with them, right? And you'll end up dying too. So you got to make the decision. You got to make the decision. Do you want to save yourself? Okay. Or do you want to get pulled down the rabbit hole with the victim? That's why I tell you, I'm allergic. I'm highly allergic. Okay. So here's what I'm going to tell you, you want to be aware of, because your body will tell you. In the event that you get around the victim energy, the low vibration, people that are the negative ones that want to derail your dream, your body will give you some sort of indicator. Okay. You might get this swirly feeling in your stomach. You might feel this kind of weirdness that's going on. That's your body saying, get out, get out. Okay. You may have to leave the room. You may have to leave the building. You may have to leave the house that you're in, whatever it is, but you may have to just leave the conversation. So your body will tell you, in the event that you're in an environment, it's basically like kryptonite, just so you know. Okay, so Superman can only be in his personal power when he's in control. Okay, the moment that you bring kryptonite into Superman, he's powerless. He's powerless. He cripples down to his knees and falls over, and he's on the spiral to die. Okay, kryptonite can kill Superman. Okay, victimhood is kryptonite, just so you know. Victimhood is kryptonite. Okay, so keep this in mind, that you want to be very, very aware of this, guys. Very, very aware of this. Margaret, tuning in from the UK, welcome. Forget saving the other person. It doesn't work. It'll never work. Okay, they will only bring you down. You're correct. Yep, been there before with people and learned the hard way. I can only ever save myself, no one else. You're correct. You're correct. Who's this here? Just hold on a sec. I believe in God. The devil is a lie. Okay, cool. And that may be true in your belief, Darius, but my question to you is, is your business in momentum? Have you reached financial freedom? So in the event that that's not true, then what is it internally that's holding you back? What is it internally that's not allowing you to move into abundance? Okay. And you can call it whatever you want. Okay. I call our own negative self-talk the devil. That's the devil inside. Okay. And we all have the one on one shoulder and one on the other shoulder, you know, the angel and the devil. Like, you should really give that guy a call. Oh, no, you don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You got the television program on tonight. Do it tomorrow. Yeah, just do it tomorrow. Do it when you get up, right? Take action when you get up. You need a rest right now. Okay, so who's that? Who's that's saying that to take you out of the game? Oh, don't make that call right now. Oh, don't go to that seminar. Don't go to YouTube and do the research. Oh boy, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, right? So what is that then? Okay. And I'm not here to you know, tell you right or wrong, or whatever you believe to be true is true for you. But I'm just telling you to explain it to the masses. This is the easiest way to explain it to the masses. Thank you. Amazing value, awesome value. I appreciate you, Don. You can only save yourself. Give people the opportunity to win with me, letting them come and get it, not dragging at them. You can't drag the victim over the finish line. They will fight it kicking and screaming to get over the finish line. Trust me on this. You'll end up with, you know, sprained ankle and a torn ligament in your shoulder, and they'll still be on the other side. You won't be able to get them over. How important is work-life balance while in our business? And if it is, then how can we achieve what we want to achieve keeping that balance? Brian, it's really just all about time delegation and you know, setting specific blocks of time in order to, like, once you can analyze your data, and like, as an example, let me give you a perfect example. Let's say that I write a post and the data shows within 15 or 20 minutes that it's in momentum. Okay. I know that I have time for you know, I can take an hour then, and I can go for a drive, I can go for a walk, I can go for a workout, right? Because I've already done the work, and the work's now going to do the job. Or let's say that I write an email, okay? And I'm going to specifically write the email that's going to be tagged to a link, and the link's going to go to a video, and the video is going to have some sort of an offer where they can get started now or purchase something. So I write the email and I load it. I decide where it's going to go. And at the moment that I go, bam, okay, now I could be doing 200 presentations while I'm out running errands, doing another thing, you know, going for a workout, going for a walk, whatever. It's all about being able to use the tools that are going to create leverage for you. Leverage. Okay, and that's the power of the internet. And truth be known, guys, most people that work on Facebook or work on the internet, they're not set up with the proper tools. So the only time that they can actually make any money is when it's them and the computer, You've got to be able to set yourself up through, you know, like ClickFunnels, sales pages with value, opt-ins where you're sending something to an opt-in and it's already generating leads that are going through an autoresponder and are already working for you, right? Or doing something like this as an example, where this is broadcasting out onto multiple different platforms, multiple different groups. And not only is it going to be live right now, but after I leave, it's still going to continue to work, right? And this is why you got to get over the fear, and you've got to just face it. And I call it facing the devil. You got to face the devil inside. You got to realize that what's holding you back is the fear of rejection, fear of looking stupid, fear of being outcast, fear of being shunned, fear of what other people are going to think, fear of being laughed at. You got to get to the point where you just reach what Dr. Barron calls your fuck it moment, where you draw a line in the sand. You say, I will no longer stand for this any longer. I'm changing my life, and that's it, period. And that's what puts you into massive action, right? So you got to delegate time slots, okay? So there's a saying that says, if you want to get something done, then just go directly to the busiest person, because they'll get it done. They just schedule it, okay? They schedule it. So, a lot of times that, like, just so you know, if you're dealing with a type A personality, a peak performer, they typically have their plate right on the edge of, all they can take, okay? And to get somebody, it's a timing, a base business model, just so you know that we're in timing, that's it, timing. So in the event that there's something that happens, their company changes their comp plan, as an example, as one. The company changes their comp plan, bad news comes out on the internet, some new regulation comes, they get hammered, whatever, some regulators get involved, or whatever, okay? And it happens in the industry. So all of a sudden now, the thing that they were working on that was taking up all their time is in a back mode now. So now they're in a state of transition, and they're not really too sure what they want to do. Boom. Now, in the event that you hit that person at that particular time, that could end up being your number one affiliate or your number one partner that you end up partnering up with. Now, what's going to determine whether or not that you're the first person that they think of when that happens? Okay, consistency, value that you put out into the marketplace on an ongoing basis. And then when something like that happens, you end up getting a call from them, and they say, hey, what exactly is it that you're working on right now? I want to partner up. Okay, so keep this in mind, guys. It's timing driven, timing, okay, timing. And in the event that you're looking to get peak performers, focus on their relationship, not on your pitch, okay? Because you got to be looking at this industry as a career long-term versus some sort of a get-rich-quick scheme. Okay, so there's tons of people, as an example, in the industry and other companies that we're not in the same company, but we talk often. Like if I fly to San Diego, I'm telling you, Pete Delmonico and I are going out for dinner, right? One time I went to San Diego, and Pete Delmonico and Mac Mills and Todd Witherspoon, we all hung out for the whole day, right? We're in an outside restaurant. We spent all day there brainstorming, and then we went out for dinner, and then we hung out for the rest of the night. Okay, now, are we in the same company? No, we're not. No, we're not. But it's the relationships, guys. It's the relationships that you got to be really, really thinking about. Anyway, guys, I've been rambling on here for a while. It's been 58 minutes. I hopefully got some value from this about talking about the angel versus the devil and what you can do to be able to get control so that the angel wins and you get you and your family to abundance. Guys, my name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Hopefully you got some value from this broadcast today. If you did, throw me a comment down there below. Tell me about what your aha moment was. If you're watching the replay, throw in a hashtag replay so that I know that you've been able to watch it after the fact. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Thank you for spending an hour with me today. And guys, let's go. Get it. Have a good one. All the best.